All right, it is January 2nd. Happy New Year to everybody. And I've been looking at everybody's posts and crushing goals in 2023. And this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I want to do. And one of the best ones I saw was Johnny's Blades of Grass. And everybody knows this. I've heard it time and time again, but it just hit home this year. He said, how do you expect to have different results in 2023 if you did the same thing you did last year? So I'm not going to do the same thing I did last year. In the past few years, since I've been in this full time, I usually take all of January off and usually get back to work doing a little bit of stuff halfway through February, and then of course March it hits full throttle. So some of this you have control over, and some of you don't. Some of it you don't. I'm not purposely taking off any. I've been consistently working as long as the weather is permitted, as long as it wasn't sub-zero temperatures or pouring down rain, stuff like that. I've managed to have enough work to keep me busy on the days that the weather permitted. So that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm not purposely taking off. I have some jobs lined up. If you follow me on Instagram, that job I posted Friday, I think it's right. Yeah, Friday. That was the last job of 2022. I killed the grass on the side of the sidewalk, side of the driveway, because the customer wanted me to. It was mainly weeds, and she wanted all of it killed. So I killed it a couple months ago, and then I tilled it up, sowed some seed and straw, got that going. Now the next part of the job she wants done is there's a tree she wants taken down, so that's what I'm heading to do right now. Take that tree down and haul it off. And I have some little jobs lined up that's still waiting on me. And then I'm just going to continue to post pictures on Facebook and hope the phone rings to keep jobs coming in. Last year I gained 17 pounds, got lazy, got out of shape in this month and a half, 2 months downtime. So I don't want that to happen again this year. It's not really a money thing. It's more of I want to stay busy and just crush some goals this year. I'd like to see how much revenue I can generate by working all 12 months instead of just 9.5, 10 months, something like that, and just see what happens if I try a little harder. So that's how I'm starting 2023. I'll get y'all some footage of this tree too. So that's just where I'm at today, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so it's not a huge tree. It's this one right here. But you can see the roof of the house and see how high up it goes. I'm not an arborist by any means, but I will do small tree jobs like this, as y'all know. So this one's gonna be a little scary because it could go the way of the house, but I'm hoping to drop it straight back this way. So let's see what happens with it. And the house is that close. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Okay, now let's take a look at this thing. I've got it, all the limbs trimmed up that far. These just make you nervous. So what I'm gonna try and do is just top it before I take the main part of the trunk down. That way, if I get it wrong, I limit the damage that it'll do. So cross your fingers, say a prayer. Let's bring this puppy down. I didn't want to film that because I didn't want to be one of those guys that took something out and then got laughed at all over the internet. But I got the top out of it. That's a challenge right there. So now I don't care where that falls, but that's down safe, so that's all that matters. I got the wedge out of it. It's a big wedge. There's how big it is. Let's see, just part with 1, 2, 4, say 14 feet on that one. So maybe a 30-foot tree, something like that. Okay, so I have a buddy down in Clarksville, Tennessee that is an arborist, and he says the biggest complaints he hears about other tree crews is that they leave too big of a mess. So I took notes from him. And plus I mow this yard, so I don't want to be running over sticks, you know what I mean? And it all managed to fit. It was sticking up about 5 feet above the trailer, and then I backed the trailer up there and threw all the big logs on top of it, and then came down here and got that little pile. So it all fit in the trailer too. That's a 5x10, so whew, I finally guesstimated one right, y'all. I can't believe it. Okay, so that's a 2-part job. I told y'all, and I guess you saw in that video, the straw on the sides of the driveway where I sowed and seeded it, if I can talk right, and then the tree job. So total I had about 4, maybe 4.5 hours in it. I doubt it, but I still have to unload the trailer, so let's call it 5 hours. You know, I don't tell you what I made, but I came out pretty good on that one, I guess. I'm still not charging enough. I'm going to talk with my buddy I was telling y'all about that does this for a living, and see if he has a minimum. Do y'all have a minimum on trees like that? How do you price them, that sort of thing? I usually just base it on how dangerous it is, how close it is to the house, if I'm going to hurt anything, and then how long it'll take me to actually take the tree down and do all the cleanup and haul it off, if that's what they want. And then I base it like, okay, so it's going to take me 5 hours. I want this much money for it. That's how I've been doing it, but a lot of times I come up short. And this in 2023, after I saw all the expenses of 2022 and how expensive everything was, fuel and operating costs and just life in general, as y'all know, everything costs more. I've got to start charging more in 2023. I just have to. And if I lose customers, that's fine. I've got too many of them as it is. I'm going to have to scale back this year if I can't find help. I'm going to address something in a later video. I've got something in the works for employees, but I don't know if it's going to pan out. It's just a theory, I guess. And I'm going to see what happens with that. And if it works out the way I hope it does, I'll let y'all in on it. But if it doesn't, I'm going to have to scale back so I can handle all this work by myself, and get my routes just as tight as I can get them, and the easiest yards that are the most profitable, and just make it easier on myself this year, so I'm not killing myself like I have the past few years, and I can actually have a little bit of time off whenever I want / need it. So that's the plan. Anyway, first video of the year, guys. I hope everybody has a great 2023, and hopefully, my gosh, they're building a bunch of new houses here. It's more money. Time to put out some door hangers, I guess. Wow. They're going to take this whole farmland and mountainside and make subdivision out of it. And those aren't going to be big lots at all. Jeez, I wish they'd quit ruining this countryside. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll be seeing more of you here in 2023. Thanks a lot.